Well, thanks for taking the time to do this. I appreciate it.
Of course, man. Thank you for taking the time too, dude. This is wild to be, back doing this again. I feel like I've taken, a little minute off to be with my family and be with my son, but man, I'm so happy to be doing this again and see your face and we're back, my boy.
Well, and we're excited because you will be in our area this summer, Labor Day weekend, which I know for a lot of people seems like a ways off, but you know how fast time goes. Smoke and
Dude,
Spurs Festival, and you'll be on stage on the Saturday night, August 31st. So we can't wait for that.
pumped, pumped, man. It's funny because the week before I'll be on family vacation with my dad, with my mom, my brother, my nephews, the whole works, the whole family. And I get to be the one to be like, hey guys, see ya. Have fun on the last day. Get out early and come party with y'all, man. It's gonna be like the greatest week of my life, dog. I'm
I
so
love that.
excited.
I love that. Obviously, family is hugely important to you, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, man.
Is
Big
that your
time.
number one thing in life?
It has to be. There's nothing else that matters, man. You could do a million things, and if you don't have anybody to share it with, or you don't have that motivation that's rolling with you, what's the point, right? If you what's the point? I feel like you hear all these stories, right, about these majorly successful artists or actors or business people, and a lot of the time, once they reach that level of success, a lot of the times you hear them say, I wish I hadn't worked so hard and spent more time with my family. And so seeing all those videos and seeing those uber successful people putting the things that are important to them in perspective after the fact, it really hit home. It really hits home for me, right? So my goals is I'm trying to balance both, man. But yes, family over everything. That's how it has to be. That's who I am. That's how I was raised.
Now, professionally, you've
Hmm.
done a ton. I mean, you've been nominated for CCMAs, you've got hit singles. What has been the coolest moment of your career? Maybe it didn't involve an award or anything like that. It was just like, holy man, I can't believe what I get to do for a living.
It was Cavendish, I believe 2017. 2017, Cavendish 2017, I believe, 2016 or 17. Um, that was my first like really big festival that I had ever played. And so many things had happened leading up to that show in my personal life. My uncle had just recently passed prior, and so it was a weird feeling on that stage. I felt him on stage with me, right? And I felt my family on stage with me, and we had his celebration of life the day before, so I had missed it, but I was on Zoom, so I felt like my whole family was with me on that and supporting me and being with me on that stage. Um, and it was one of those aha moments where like, oh snap, we're doing this.
Mm.
We're not just talking about it. We're not just, we're here. We're playing for thousands of people, man. Like this has been the dream and we're here. And I never want it to stop. I remember, okay, I'm sorry if I talk a lot, sorry. Um, but I remember in that after that show, um, I did the meet and greet, right? As the artists do, you get driven to the thing, and then there's a lineup for you to go sign stuff and hang out, take pictures, give hugs. That's my thing. Um, and there was this little girl who was the sweetest. She's about 13, 12, 13, something like that. She had the cute little pink hat on, cowboy hat on, pink boots, pink vest, and she came up to me in the lineup. She held her phone out to me, and she said, "I need you to read this because I can't say it." And I don't want to make you cry, Kev. So get the tissues ready. She says to me, I read the thing, and on the phone it says, "My friends and family don't love me anymore. Your music is the only thing that gets me through every day. I can't thank you enough for doing what you do." Something along those lines, dude. I almost started crying.
Of course.
I said, I said to her, I want you to do me a favor. Wait till this is over. I want to spend some time with you. So I sat with her after the meet and greet line for about half an hour, and I talked to her about life, and I talked to her about herself, and that was the very first moment that it became so real for me that this is exactly where I'm supposed to be. This is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. I, I'm here, man. It's wild.
And it doesn't matter how many albums you sell, you will never eclipse a moment like that because that
You
means
really
more
won't,
than
dude.
all of that.
And you take those with you forever, man. You take those with you forever. And being a new father, it's like those are the moments that I cherish and that I want to be able to pass down, and that I want to be able to show my son that, like, if you truly believe in yourself and you're truly passionate about something, you can do it, and you can make change, and you can be a great person if you choose to. And man, I think that's just the most special thing. No matter how many awards, no matter what I end up doing 20, 30 years from now, I will always, 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 always take that one with me, dude.
One of the things you're passionate about is mental health. It's Mental Health Awareness Week this week, coincidentally.
That's right.
And you do a podcast called Mental Health Mondays, right?
Hmm.
That's that can be a tough subject for people to talk about, especially if you're somebody in the public eye. Why did you decide to step up and say, I'm ready to have the conversation?
Kev, I've been through a whole lot of things, man. Thank you. I've been through a whole lot of things, a lot of ups, a lot of downs, man, and I have struggled. I've had my fair share of struggles. Okay. Um, I had this mentality for so long, for so many years, where if I can't deal with my own stuff, I don't deserve to be happy. If I can't deal with it alone on my own, what kind of man am I? I don't deserve it. I deserve to live in misery if I can't handle my own stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't until I had hit my rock bottom and I finally decided to, I mean, my mom kind of forced it out of me, but she really saved me, man. I was in a really dark place at the time, and I knew I needed help, but I refused to ask for it. I didn't think that was a thing that I should be doing. Like I said, kind of man am I if I can't figure it out, right?
Hmm.
And it wasn't until my brother, yeah, told on me, I guess you could call it, called my mom and you know, told her what was going on. I was living with him at the time, and she told me what was going on. And it wasn't until I finally reached out for that hand, that was so desperately trying to help me, um, that I realized that I can't do it by myself, and nobody should ever have to. So I did my fair share of counseling. I learned a lot about myself that I didn't know. I learned a lot of things that um, were very hard to learn, but it was the greatest thing that I've ever done. So being in the position where I was, knowing that I'm sure there's other people out there that feel the same, I just felt like, why not be able to have that conversation? Why not be able to, you know, to be that hand for somebody else? And for me, that's the most important thing. And who knows where I would have been if I hadn't have reached up and grabbed that hand, when I was in my rock bottom. So sorry, getting a little emotional about it. Um, yeah, man, it's important to me because it matters. People matter and they don't know it. So I want to make sure that I have a a solid. I want to make sure that I use my platform for the right reasons. I've always wanted to, and I've always said I want to make change in this world, man. And if I can help anybody, if I can help one person, my life will be just fine. I'll be so happy.
And I promise we'll talk about music in a couple of minutes, but I think I think it's so great to learn about the people behind the songs because I think that's where we really fall in love with with artists, right? Is where we really feel that kinship, and that's why I wanted to have this conversation with you
Of course.
about what you're doing, outside of the music itself.
Yeah, it's life is life, man. Music is music, but there's other things to life than just music. And and those things are also as important to me. So I want to be that. If I could be that for somebody else too, right? Why not?
You touched on it a couple of minutes ago, but if somebody goes to your merchandise section on your website, you have t-shirts that say free hugs. You're a
I
hugger?
do. Man, I dare you to find somebody who gives a better hug than me. I dare you. It's not possible. It doesn't happen. It doesn't exist, Ken. It doesn't exist. I'm the
Okay.
guy.
So when people are at Smoking Spurs, then if they happen to cross paths with you, you're open for the hugs.
Hey, wrap me up. Wrap me up
Okay.
and don't let me go.
See, and I'm not an anti-hugger, but I never want to be the first one to make the move. So I love the fact that you have a t-shirt that says, "Hey, I'm a hugger. I'm good with it," because that changes that or that
Hell yeah.
eliminates that awkwardness. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. That's my thing, dude. I'm a very like I'm an extroverted introvert, I call myself. So when I see you, you better have those arms open for me, man. You better have them
Okay.
wide open because I'm coming in hot.
Good to know. Good to know. Speaking of hot, the new song is hot. Bottom
Thank
Shelf
you.
is the new
Yeah.
track. Really, really catchy. It's a great song. You said this song to me represents my independence, my struggle, my freedom. What do you mean by that?
The last couple of years have been interesting to say the least. A lot of people just see the smoke and mirrors behind, in front of the music, but there's so much that goes on behind the scenes. And there's been a ton of hard things happening, a lot of good, um, but a lot of hard things, right? And for the first time in my career, I feel like I'm fully in charge. I feel like with the changes that I've made, with the changes that have been made, um, I feel like I'm fully in charge and able to be and to chase the sound that that I've always wanted to chase, which is my country soul music, man. That's always what I've wanted to do. I've always wanted to take all my influences from here and from there and be able to throw it in the mix and blend those sounds that I grew up listening to that I love so much. Why not? So now I'm in a position in my life, in my career, where I got my record label who supports the heck out of me, but I don't answer to anybody, right? I get to pick and choose the people I want to work with. I get to pick and choose the songs I want to do. I'm writing a ton now, and it's just the most like liberating feeling for me. Again, I've had the privilege of working with some incredible producers, some incredible musicians, and now is the time that I'm the most happiest, which is crazy to say because again, we've done some really cool things, and I love the music that I've put out. I do. It's me. It's all me. But we always trying to evolve, right? We're always trying to stay relevant. We're always trying to get better. And I feel like this is my next chapter, man. And I am so here for it. You know what I'm saying?
Has being a dad affected your songwriting?
Hasn't affected my songwriting. If anything, all it's done is give me that extra gear of motivation. You know what I mean? It's just like I said, Kev. This is where I'm supposed to be. I know exactly. I know exactly my where my path is going to end up. I don't know how I'm going to get there, but I know exactly. I see it every single day. So the goal hasn't changed, but the motivation level has just amplified times 1,000. You know what I mean? Because here's the thing: I'm not just doing it for me now. I'm not just doing it for my wife. I'm not just doing it for the two of us or for my mom and dad. I'm doing it so I can prove to my son that you can embark on a crazy ass career in music and still work your butt off, and you can do some crazy cool things. You can do anything you want to, and that's for me that's the dream. That's the motivation now. But hasn't changed my songwriting, man, because I still love music the way I always love music.
So the new single's Bottom Shelf. What else is coming
Mhm.
up in the next little while for Jojo Mason?
Man, we got a couple of shows this summer, but wanted to keep it light this summer because we got a lot of work in studio to do. I'm with my guy Ryan Stead, who's my producer, my best friend, my fucking oops, sorry, my brother.
That's all right. It's
He's
all
my
right.
guy, right? I get so jacked up when I talk about my people, man. Um
I love your passion. That's okay.
it's real, dude. I'm telling you. Um, and we got a lot of work to do. So we're in studio, we're collecting songs, we're writing songs, we're all over the place, but we got a solid project coming, and I want it to get done this year. So
Awesome.
we're gonna have an album for you guys real soon. I hope, man. Fingers crossed that it comes sooner than later, but 2024, that's my year, man. It's gonna be us. We're building something great.
And you're going to be here. Smoking Spurs, August 31st, along with Dan Davidson. That's Labor Day weekend in Papineau, Cameron Township. For those who haven't seen Jojo Mason live, what can we expect?
Uh, you can expect a whole lot of fun. I don't know if you've ever seen me on stage, man, but if there's one thing people say is that, geez, that guy has a lot of fun doing what he do, huh? So y'all come have fun with us, man. I promise you it's gonna be a good time.